Welcome to Raven's Over. Please go to my channel or the notification bell, like this video, share. Now, I've been hearing this story about a girl named Breonna that was basically killed inside of her house and stuff. And I said, when the story comes across me 3 times, I'm going to do the story. So I'm going to do the story for Breonna. Now, she was murdered. Sit back. Let me tell you what happened to her.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Are you getting it in? Somebody getting it for you? What's going on, people? Subscribe to my channel.
Okay, now reports on March the 13th, 2020, the death of Breonna Taylor. Now this happened on March the 13th, 2020. Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old African-American woman, was fatally shot in Louisville Metro Police Department. Officers Jonathan Mattelli, Britt Hankerson, and Miles Cosgrove, who entered into her apartment in Louisville, Kentucky, while serving a no-knock warrant. That's date of March the 13th. This is actually being reported. Now, I want to go back to like the beginning so I can get all the information in reference to how it all started now to try to start it from the beginning. Now, Breonna Taylor was killed in a botched police raid, attorney says. Now, it's stating that Louisiana, Kentucky, the lawyers of the family of the 26-year-old woman was shot and killed in her own home on Tuesday on LMPD. Officers are to blame for a botched police raid. Breonna Taylor, an EMT who worked for 2 local hospitals, was shot dead inside of her apartment on 300 block of Springfield Drive back in March. LMPD officers said that the officers went into the home on March the 13th to serve a warrant. After they announced themselves and entered into the apartment, they were met with gunfire from Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, detectives said. Tuesday, the attorneys now representing Taylor family, Ben Crump, shared the account on what happened that night. Crump represented the Trayvon Martin family doing the high-profile Stand Your Grounds case in Florida several years ago and is now representing the family of Ahmaud Arbery, who was gunned down in Georgia back in February. There are witnesses who are her neighbors. Nobody heard the police announcing themselves. Crump said they were botched. There was a botched execution of the search warrant where they never had the person where they were searching for in custody. 2 months later, outside of Taylor's apartment showed bullet holes from a deadly encounter. Her aunt Blanca Austin wrote on Taylor's uniform while speaking to the Wave back on Tuesday, and that's stating that she had a lot of plans. Austin said, that's the aunt. Her niece, who added that Taylor had dreams of becoming a nurse, buying a home, and having children with Walker, her high school sweetheart. Austin, another Taylor aunt, Tahisha Holloway, said that they want the 3 LMPD officers, Brent Hawkinson, Miles, and Jonathan, held accountable. Give me a second. If a regular person banged into the wrong door or shot Breonna, they would have been charged, they agree. Taylor's family has filed a civil lawsuit with the state. Walker, though, someone was breaking into the apartment, and that's why he fired back for self-defense. Officials documents also show neither Taylor or Walker had a history of drugs or violence. Louisville Metropolitan Police Department, there were absolutely no reason why Breonna Taylor had to be dead. Crump said that killed in a hail of bullets from your police officers, added Austin. Just to know that she died just like that in front of her own home by people who she worked alongside with every day. She worked alongside those people every day. Walker, who shot in at least 8 times, we also say officers fired through closed blinds without any consideration of human lives. Oof. So they just started shooting. Okay, let me just finish this. LMPD said that they will not comment at the pending investigation. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher on Tuesday posted on Facebook page saying that he asked the LMPD Chief Steve Conrad for investigation into the case, which is starting to make national headlines. Now let's talk about the part of crooked cops, and it's taking place here. Police entered Taylor and Walker's home on the night of March the 13th with a warranted search for illegal drugs. The Louisville Metro Police said officers announced themselves before entering into the home illegally, met by gunfire by the lawsuit filed by the Taylor's film king. The officers arrived at the home in plain clothes and unmarked cars. Y'all heard what I said? They were not in uniform. They were in plain clothes and unmarked cars. So they could be anybody. It could be an invasion. It could be anybody. But these people were supposed to know that they were cops. They were undercover. So they was in plain clothes and unmarked cars. There wasn't even police cars. And they did not announce themselves properly, Walker and Taylor, to think that they were not burglars. Now the defendant proceeded to spray gunfire to the resident in a total disregard for the value of human rights. The lawsuit alleged that Taylor and Walker believed that the home was being broken into by criminals and they were insignificant as far as danger. Now Walker, who initially charged with attempted murder of a police officer, but the charge has been dropped reportedly. They charged him for attempted murder for the officer for fighting back in his own home. Plain clothes people coming inside, you don't know where they are. They charge him, and he was charged with attempted murder of an officer, but the charges has been dropped. It's been reported allegedly. With the wake of Taylor's death, the police department announced that their no-knock search warrant will not require police chief approval, and officers will be required to wear cameras when carrying out search warrant. After the FBI announced the investigation, the chief of Louisville Metro Police Department announced he will retire before July. I bet you will, because you done fucked up. This, give me a second. This is so fucking overwhelming. Now, remind you, they were after someone else. But before I go to the next part, because I want to share something with you. This is the thing. 2 men they were after. They went in there shooting. Now, remind you, I've watched these videos so many times. Jamarcus Glover is the one they was looking for. Adrian Walker. They made Adrian Walker be Kenneth Walker. They just figured, hell, all black people look alike. Adrian and Kenneth look just like twins. I mean, damn, you can't even get past the melanin. I mean, one of them is dark skinned and the other one just as dark skinned. Clearly, Kenneth is lighter than Adrian. But at the end of the day, all black people look alike. Even the women, all look just the fuck alike. They were looking for Jamarcus Glover and Adrian Walker, allegedly. And Kenneth got caught in the crossfire because they figured Kenneth was Adrian. So allegedly, that's where they're trying to make the whole thing spin. Now, the sad part about it is that Kenneth ended up going to jail for fighting back, for coming into his house. And remember, this is like a home invasion. Reports would say, when you're in your home, that is a home invasion. That means you have the right to kill anyone that comes into your home. Let's try this again. If someone comes into your home, you have the right to kill the person coming into your home because I feel threatened for my life. Here is a plainclothes people coming into your house, shooting, murdering your girlfriend, and here it is, you go to jail for fighting back when black. I want to share this little bit of it. Attorney says police shot 22 rounds and said Taylor was hit 8 times. The police raid resulting in Taylor's death, raising questions as to whose the target was to search warrant in her apartment. Anyway, I want to share this story with you. As far as the newsreel, check this out.
This is the brand new 911 call and the promise Mayor Fisher is making tonight.
Oh my God, yes, help. What happened, sir? Somebody is Kenneth Walker. You said help.
It's one of the most heartbreaking things that I've seen in my years as an attorney that I've listened to.
An attorney for the family of Breonna Taylor describes the tearful 911 call, finally released by the city almost 2.5 months after a controversial LMPD raid that ended with an officer injured, a man Kenneth Walker arrested, and 26-year-old EMT Breonna Taylor dead. Even though LMPD has said its trio of officers knocked and announced themselves during the raid, Juanita Baker says this recording shows otherwise.
911 operator Harris, where's your emergency? I don't know what happened. If somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend. Okay, where are you located? I'm at 3003 Springfield Drive, apartment 4. 3003 Springfield Drive, apartment number 4? Yes. Oh my God. Okay, how old is your girlfriend? She's like 26. Bring it.
And through all of that, he still does not know that it's police. You don't hear police saying anything during that 2-minute, almost 3-minute call.
Moments after the call was released, Mayor Greg Fisher promised more transparency during a virtual town hall and fielded questions from angry, fed up commenters.
One of the questions we're getting from the public is, why haven't the officers been fired and why haven't they been charged with murder?
There's due process associated with this. There's also contractual rights that the police officers have with the union contract.
Fisher said he's still waiting for local, state, and federal investigators to nail down all the facts as tension, frustration, and the call for change continue to mount.
In the police department, what kind of culture is there? If you see the fruit is bad, you might need to go check the root. And the root is culture.
That was Chad Mills reporting there. Baker, the attorney for the Taylor family, encourages all who are upset to focus their collective energy on making sure city leaders pass reforms and pick a better police chief.
Y'all heard that? Pick a better police chief. Even they know it's corrupt. Look at this. He's somebody he about to retire. I bet he is. Okay, let's go to the next story. Here go more.
In January, police believe the suspected drug dealer Jamarcus Glover was using Breonna Taylor's apartment to ship drugs to avoid detection. The search warrant states Glover and second suspect Adrian Walker used this vehicle to travel to and from a trap house on Elliott Avenue, more than 10 miles from Taylor's apartment on Springfield Drive. In one instance, detectives said Glover was seen picking up a package from Taylor's home and then taking it to another known drug house. He was charged the same morning Taylor was killed. In March, a judge signed a no-knock entry so police could enter the EMT's home for a narcotics investigation without having to identify themselves. But LMPD says detectives knocked several times and announced their presence. Taylor's attorneys, which include National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump, have 4 witnesses who plan to prove them wrong.
They did not identify themselves and that they were in plain clothes.
Kenny Walker right now, this case is so important too because he got charged with attempted murder of a police officer.
Taylor's boyfriend Kenneth Walker allegedly shot one of the officers in self-defense. Though he was arrested and charged, records show a judge released him on home incarceration.
Did y'all hear that? He's still being charged, even though he's been released, and he's being charged, and he's on the house arrest, which means that you're still being treated as a criminal. Y'all better share this video where you can, because a lot of people don't even know this man is still being treated as a criminal, and he actually fought back for having his girlfriend murdered, then gonna put him in jail after you murdered his girlfriend. Not them, but him. Isn't that the
His
twist?
boyfriend Kenneth Walker allegedly shot one of the officers in self-defense. Though he was arrested and charged, records show a judge released him on home incarceration. Wednesday, Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher said the Commonwealth Attorney would be recusing himself in Taylor's case because he's prosecuting Kenneth Walker.
Our expectations and hope and intentions with this case are to shed light on what is a very corrupt police department that has been able, through self-policing and investigating itself, to get away with these kinds of things too often in the past.
So allegedly, they've gotten away with this too many times in the past. They own police and own everything. Clearly they got everything going their way. And the sad part about it is they smile and they live in their life and stuff like that, and yet still you get attacked in your own house, you kill a man's girlfriend, then on top of that you put the man inside of jail. How dare you fight back against my officers for trying to kill you? Anyway, I want to share this with you. Check this out.
Shot and killed 26-year-old Breonna Taylor in her apartment during what her family calls a botched drug raid. Errol Barnett is following this story.
There's been a lot of conversation going back and forth about, how do we get the truth out on this?
The Louisville police chief says the department will soon wrap up its investigation into the death of Breonna Taylor and pass it to Commonwealth and federal officials.
Both officers will have an opportunity to review the investigation and make any decisions they want to make from there.
The 26-year-old was shot and killed March 13th when Louisville police raided her home. The search warrant states that authorities thought this man, Jamarcus Glover, was using Taylor's apartment for his mailing address and to stash drugs and money. Officers later discovered that Glover had been arrested shortly before the raid.
So allegedly, Jamarcus Glover was already arrested. Now here it is, a girl murdered, the boyfriend going to jail, Jamarcus already arrested, drug suspect, and he gotta go and gotta keep an ankle breaker. Let's go on to the next thing.
Ben Crump represents Taylor's family.
This was a completely unnecessary and justifiable killing of an innocent woman. These police officers botched the execution of a search warrant.
Attorneys say nothing illegal was found in Taylor's home. They say when they busted through the door, Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, started shooting and injured an officer. His family says Walker was just protecting their home.
He's been licensed for a few years.
Did y'all hear that? He's been licensed for a few years. He had a license. You came to his house, he had a license. Y'all didn't hear that? Let me let y'all hear this again in case you didn't hear it for the ones in the back.
He's been licensed for a few years. He intended to protect his home from what he thought was a break-in.
Walker is now out of jail, but charged with attempted murder of a police officer.
So did y'all hear that? He's being charged with attempted murder. Now remind you, they came into his house. They busted through his house allegedly with no warrant. And yet and still, they killed his girl. And he got charged with attempted murder of a cop. What is wrong with this picture? Please share this video where you can.
Best case scenario for me is for a thorough investigation to be done where these charges are dropped.
The mayor says this investigation has to help rebuild the public's trust.
As we go through issue after issue, where we see communities of color involved in incidences like this, as a country, we need to do much better. That includes my city as well.
Now, we should note that there is a Kenneth Walker named in the search warrant, but the link between him and, or I should say there's an Adrian Walker named in the search warrant, but the relationship between him and Kenneth Walker, if any, just isn't known right now. And we should also make it clear that there is no publicly available link between Jamarcus Glover and Breonna Taylor. Jamarcus is the man police believe was stashing drugs in the apartment. So there are many more questions to be answered in this case. Anthony?
Sure are, Errol. Thank you very much.
Wow. So y'all break into their house, then unidentified, plain clothes allegedly, didn't knock on the door allegedly, no search warrant allegedly, and at the end of the day, they're in their house in their bed sleeping, somebody pushes through the door and start shooting. Now, the problem I'm having with this is, why wasn't there a constant knock on the door? And why was it that you felt the need to just shoot through the door? Unless you busted straight through the door. And the reason why I say you had to bust straight through the door, because they was in the bed sleep, you banged through the door, they got scared, reached over, tried to get the gun to protect his girlfriend, y'all just started shooting. They said allegedly 20 rounds, 8 hit her. Now the thing about it is that, here it is, your girlfriend is dead, you calling the cops and you still scared, because they still haven't identified themselves. They basically walk around the house. He's secretly trying to call the cops to get help, not even realizing that these plainclothesmen, this house invasion that's happened to him is actually cops. He's not going to know this. But allegedly, he's supposed to know it, and he don't know it. And at the end of the day, he's laying next to his girlfriend that is dying right before his very eyes. And here it is, y'all coming to this man's house, then y'all want to arrest him on attempted murder on a cop. You reversed the whole shit. You made it seem like he came into your house and tried to kill y'all, and yet and still he to be charged for attempted murder on an officer. When y'all tried to kill him and his girlfriend, y'all reversed this whole shit to make yourselves look innocent. And you're fucking still walking around as officers of the law. It is a fucking round downright disgrace for this girl to be murdered, put inside the fucking ground, and your fucking carelessness and your botched up job. Here it is, a girl that's dead, had a boyfriend going to jail and he didn't commit the murder, and y'all tried to kill her. I mean, y'all did kill her, tried to kill him too, my personal opinion, allegedly. Y'all put him in jail, and y'all walk scot-free. That is some fucked up slavery bullshit. Look at this motherfucking system. Y'all was at the wrong place. Y'all already had locked up Jamarcus Glover. Y'all so fucking good and swift and everything. Y'all didn't realize y'all already locked him up earlier, allegedly. But at the end of the goddamn day, here there's two people inside their fucking house. Y'all busted the door. You kill his fucking girlfriend. Then on top of that, you charge him with attempted murder. How dare you shoot back at us? We're cops. We don't give a fuck about you and your black skin. Your skin is a weapon. We feel threatened for our lives. He made a 3-minute phone call to the police officers trying to get help to get him and his girlfriend out to get the cops to the house. He didn't even realize that y'all was supposed to be the cops. Y'all were just his plainclothesmen. Then you have the fucking chief talking about, oh, I'm about to retire. I bet the fuck you are. Because y'all are corrupt. And shit is starting to, let me tell you something. When shit starts to get deep, that's when people start bailing the fuck out. Because there's a lot more skeletons in this goddamn Louisville than people want to find out. Y'all need to dig deep. A full FBI investigation. This whole fucking scene of every category, every person, incarcerated person been locked up. There is a lot of skeletons that's going on. When the chief decides he wants to run like hell, there is a reason why a man runs. There is a lot of stuff that's going on, more so. Breonna Taylor, rest in peace, basically brought this to the forefront of what's been going on, and basically do not sleep on this shit. This video where you can. Talking about they want to close the investigation. Closing on what? These men are still allegedly working as cops. That means everybody black has a bullet on a target on their head, my personal opinion. They're not even charged for killing the murder. They're smiling the fuck away. They put the girl in the fucking ground. Y'all took the fucking boyfriend and gave him the charge instead. Somebody needs to talk to me like a little kid. What am I missing here? Fair is fair. It's not about a fucking black or white race. It's the simple fact of the matter is that it was injustice was done. And the thing about it, this is why they're rioting right now. People like I don't say this is why they're rioting. Because y'all don't give a fuck. And the only time y'all care is when they show solid proof of what's going on. We know there's a lot of corruption going on within this world. Stuff that we're not blind to what's actually happening. But the sad part about it is that everybody keep closing their eyes. Then the dead body's going to keep falling on the curb. It's going to come a time where black people really aren't going to respect the cops at all. The cops' lives going to be in danger. And it's so fucked up because there's some fucking good cops out here. And they're going to suffer repercussion for y'all fucking racist, bigotry, killing fucking innocent people. You're not doing your job. You got some personal religious belief that you're setting up these scores on killing these damn people. Jamarcus Glover and Adrian Walker, they were doing drugs, so they need to be shot the fuck up with bullets. I watch so many white people come at y'all on the streets with knives and everything. They come home. But this girl didn't. Let's talk about white supremacy. Dylan Roof now clearly got bored one day and decided he wanted to go to a church and kill a couple of black people. So that's what he did. He got up this day, he found they were really nice inside the church. He went to see them. He's like, wow, they're really nice. They have to kill him. They treated him with open arm, with love. He showered them with bullets and killed them. The cops came, saw the bodies on the ground. They perceived him. They basically locked him up. Guess what they took him to? Burger King! To get him something because he was hungry. We don't want the criminal to be hungry. Now, mind you, he just killed a whole bunch of people. But at the end of the day, a guy saw the case and beat his ass when he got him in prison. Thank you, my brother. Now, let me ask you something, one thing. Why is it going to keep seeing this problem? Young black men keep killing people, and bet the black men keep getting dead, shot dead. White people kill, black people die. White people kill, black people die. White people still walking around the earth. Black people beat up dead, not around anymore. We're not supposed to be seeing this. We'll be blind eyes to this. That face looks like my face. Why is he beat up like that? Why do he look like that? Why these men and women killed a whole bunch of people and they still have no scars? Skin is flawless. We got another cop kills another black unarmed man. At the end of the day, he's dead now. For what? Here is a cop that killed another bone allegedly, but basically allegedly he got a shit too because it seemed like he got locked up. You know, the problem is that we're not closing our eyes to this stuff. We're seeing this. We watch Sterling get murdered in his car. We watch us running from cops. We get shot in the back. We're not a threat, but we're getting killed. We watch it get the wrong apartment. You come inside the apartment, you kill us, and actually was in the wrong apartment. We actually watch how you put your knee on our neck, and we ask them to let us breathe, and you kill us again too. We see these things. And the sad part about it is the white supremacy feel as though they got the right, white privilege, because at the end of the day, this is the message you're saying. It is okay to go after black people. It's okay to kill black people because they're not going to really have a fit or a tangent. But I'm going to tell you something. People are tired of this stuff. We're tired of it. We're tired of putting black bodies in the ground behind of racist, white privileged cops and racist, white privileged people. Breonna family needed her to come home. Her boyfriend needed Breonna to come home. Why is she's in the ground? This girl had a life. She was doing a government job, basically saving lives, and y'all took her as a person that could see yourself. And then on top of that, you try to charge her boyfriend with attempted murder. Ain't that a bitch? You not only kill my fucking girlfriend, y'all gonna charge me as if I'm attempted murder for trying to get rounds off on your ass for killing me. I don't even know what the fuck y'all was. Y'all turned this shit all the way around. You made yourself the fucking victim after you killed this girl. Anyway, like I said before, y'all can comment below about this video and stuff. This is so horrible on so many levels. This girl is dead. They trying to talk about something. He's still allegedly, he's gonna charge him with the attempted murder of a cop after y'all done went and killed his fucking girlfriend. Let that sink in. Attempted murder on a cop after you kill my girlfriend. And I have to go to jail for y'all killing my girlfriend, for me fighting y'all back. It is such, we live in such a hypocrite world. He was in his home. He had the right to fight back. And y'all killed this girl. And now he has to go underneath an ankle bracelet on his leg as if he's the criminal. It is amazing how the ankle bracelet is on the wrong person. It's amazing how these guys are not even locked up. Anyway, like I said before, comment below what you feel about this video. Share the video where you can. Because I really don't think people even know the intensity of how much has happened. Kenneth Walker, you're in my prayers. The family of Breonna, you're in my prayers. And Kenneth, stay strong. I'm praying for you, my brother. Like I said before, comment below. At the top, there's an Instagram button. You follow me, I'll follow you back. Please comment what you feel about this video. Share it where you can. Subscribe to my channel. Please be safe. Let you all love you. And thank you for watching. Catch the rave.